Courtship in the 1800s Savannah always began with a written poetic word of a simple letter. A gentleman back then usually did not write right away. No, you had to make sure you're interested in the woman, and people often met at church gatherings, family exchanges, or even during visiting hours. So only then he would sit down one night and get the perfect piece of paper, his favorite pen, practice his penmanship, and no mistakes. Why? Because this is going to be a judgment of his first impression and character to her and her family. So he may begin with something like, "My dear miss, I trust this note finds you and your family in comfort." Seems restrained, but you had to have a good opening. Then he would put his intention. "I confess our conversation of Thursday has returned to thought more than once since we parted." See, this way he's saying, "I've been thinking of you." When the letter arrived, the young woman usually did not answer immediately. No, you had to wait, had to show composure. She would read it, her family would read it, and they would decide if this is a young man of good character to see if it's rightful to continue writing to him. So the mother may say, "He writes properly." That's when the young woman knew it's okay to write back. So she would write very strategically and carefully, "Your note arrived before supper and brought more interest to the evening than I expected." That let him know she was pleased without saying too much. So as letters continued, he would start to flirt just a little bit more by saying something very elegantly. "Johnson Square seemed unusually still yesterday evening, though perhaps I noticed it only because our walk ended sooner than I preferred." She may answer back, "The square did seem quieter than usual, though perhaps certain conversations alter how a place is remembered." That's how the affection would grow. It often moved very slowly. The two of them, though, knew that something was serious when he would finally take the leap. Instead of addressing it as "My dear miss," it became "Dear Clara, your last letter remained beside me long after I had finished reading it." That is when she knew. And she knew that he was interested, and she would keep the letter between two books or in a secret place. And then he would finally write to her, "I had not expected your thoughts so settled, so naturally into my day, yet they have." They both understood that love can now become something tangible. In old Savannah, affection grew, one poetic word at a time.